Let me tell you, the Utah Jazz versus Memphis Grizzlies matchup was a wild ride from start to finish. If you're a fan of intense rivalries, clutch performances, and dramatic momentum swings, then you're in for a treat. Stick around as we break down every jaw-dropping moment from this electrifying showdown. The Jazz came out swinging, and they weren't playing around. Right from the jump, Collin Sexton and Lauri Markkanen set the tone with back-to-back three-pointers, giving Utah an early lead. You could feel the energy. This team was hungry for a win. Meanwhile, on the other side, Morant tried to answer, getting the first basket for Memphis. But let's be real, it wasn't the best start for him. He struggled to find his rhythm, managing only 6 points in the first quarter. Utah looked like they had control, holding on to a 7-point lead with under 8 minutes left. But hey, this is the NBA. We know no lead is ever safe. The Grizzlies weren't about to just roll over, and they started chipping away at the deficit. The momentum started shifting, and you could feel the tension building. Now let's talk about Jordan Clarkson. After missing 7 straight games, he was finally back in action. But man, it was a rough start for Cabayan. He went 0 for 3 from the field and coughed up 2 turnovers early on. You could tell he was still trying to shake off the rust, and Memphis took full advantage of his struggles. The Grizzlies flipped the script, closing out the first quarter with a 30-24 lead. Clarkson finally got on the board in the second quarter, sinking 2 out of 3 free throws. But by then, Memphis had already built a solid lead. Rookie Zach Edey and sharpshooter Kennard were putting in work, pushing the Grizzlies' advantage to 19 points. Utah needed a spark, and fast. They managed to go on a mini run, forcing a Memphis timeout, but the Grizzlies still had the upper hand. Despite Utah's best efforts, Morant wasn't going to let his team falter. He picked up steam, finishing the half with 12 points. Then coming into the third quarter, Morant came out with fire, throwing an alley-oop to Edey and knocking down a deep 3. The crowd was loving it, but the Jazz weren't done just yet. They cut the lead down to single digits, making it anyone's game. Clarkson had a golden opportunity to shift the momentum, but it just wasn't his night, at least not at first. His first shot of the second half, airball. Yikes. Then another turnover. You could see the frustration on his face. At one point, he even looked like he was ready to throw hands. Meanwhile, Morant kept his foot on the gas, scoring an N1 to keep Memphis in control. And then, boom! Clarkson finally broke his slump, draining a huge three-pointer. The Utah bench exploded. You could feel the shift in energy. Then he hit another triple. Just like that, the Jazz were back in it. Markkanen followed up with a clutch 3 of his own, tying the game. But hold up, Desmond Bane and Morant weren't about to let that slide. They answered right back, keeping the Grizzlies ahead. The fourth quarter started off rough for Utah. 2 straight turnovers led to back-to-back threes for Memphis. Not what you want in a close game, but Clarkson wasn't done. He finally found his groove, scoring crucial points down the stretch. The Jazz even took the lead, 109-107, with under 4 minutes to go. But then Morant, cold as ice, knocked down a clutch corner 3 to snatch the momentum right back. And then came the dagger. Kennard with a massive 4-point play. That was the moment where you could just feel the air get sucked out of the Jazz's comeback hopes. The turnovers piled up, and Memphis capitalized. But the drama wasn't over yet. Morant, being Morant, got a little too hyped and started taunting the Jazz bench. That didn't sit well with Collin Sexton, and before you knew it, the two were in each other's faces. The refs had to step in, handing out double technicals to both players. The tension was real, but in the end, the Grizzlies held on and walked away with the W. What a game! From Utah's explosive start to Memphis's dominant comeback, this matchup had everything. Clutch shots, heated moments, and straight-up drama. Jordan Clarkson had a roller coaster night, but at least he found his rhythm late. Morant reminded everyone why he's one of the league's biggest stars, and the Grizzlies once again proved they're a force to be reckoned with. So what do you think? Should Clarkson have played more minutes? Was that taunting from Morant too much, or just part of the game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you love high-intensity NBA matchups like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more epic basketball stories. Catch you in the next one.